What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. Listen, the weekend is here again. It's the Premier League season, remember. Now, show me a stiffer opposition to test Arsenal's title ambition than Aston Villa. I'll wait. None. Aston Villa this weekend at Villa Park against Arsenal, 6:30 p.m. local time. Match week 2. Welcome to the match preview of the game between Aston Villa and Arsenal in the EPL. It's game week 2. Stiff opposition. Remember, last season we lost home and away against this team and without scoring a single goal. We're going to be looking at everything that needs to be known about this fixture. Remember, there is a serious argument between who is the better manager, between Unai Emery and Mikel Arteta. And now they slug it out this Saturday at Villa Park. And who is going to come out top? We will find out. One more sleep and we will find out. Welcome once again to the match preview. Now, to be honest, it's going to be a very interesting game. I think it's the toughest fixture of the weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's the toughest fixture. Aston Villa, since appointing Unai Emery, they've been growing from strength to strength. They've been, recruiting players, they've been signing players, they've been growing, they've been strengthening the squad. And the latest additions are players that were being linked with in the past, in the mode of Onana, Yuri Tielemans, and these are the players that are at the base of their midfield. And these players have every reason to want to beat Arsenal. And it's our third season running where we have to fight for the title. And we have a giant in front of us this weekend in match week 2. Okay, first of all, let's look at Arsenal's team. Thank God, no fresh injuries. Yuri Timber came back from injury last weekend. He featured 22 minutes against Wolves, so he's fully fit. He's available for selection for that particular one. And Mikel Arteta is only having headache over the fitness of Tomiyasu, and this player, since coming from Bologna, it's been one injury or another. This guy cannot just stay fit. So he's one of the players that are still injured at the moment, including Fabio Vieira. But apart from that, every other player is fully fit. There were concerns about Declan Rice last weekend, where he was clutching his shin. He was down with an injury and managed to be subbed off in the second half. But he's been training since then, and of course, Declan Rice is one of the players that will easily shake off an injury. So Declan Rice is fit and ready for the Aston Villa test. Last season, we lost back-to-back home and away to Aston Villa. But the results didn't really define the outcome of the game. Because if you look at both games, the first game at Villa Park that we lost 1-0, we could have easily been 3-0 up in the first half. So it's all about putting our chances away. And that is what we are going to be talking about right now. We must put our chances away. We must take our chances. We create chances, no doubt. I don't remember a game that Arsenal have been to that they don't create more than 10 chances. But putting your chances away is very, very vital in any game. Okay, and the tactical setup of Unai Emery is very instrumental to this particular encounter. You know, it seems as though Unai Emery has sort of figured out Mikel Arteta's tactics. But we must understand that Mikel Arteta is the sort of manager that evolves a team. You know, the setup that he's got two seasons ago is not the same setup that he managed to have last season. And there is a different setup that he has this season. But undermining that, Unai Emery is a very experienced manager who, no matter the setup, he tends to have a game plan, especially for Arsenal. Remember, Unai Emery is a former Arsenal manager who didn't succeed at the club. You know, so he has every reason to want to have one over Mikel Arteta. And in their 5 previous meetings, Arteta has managed to win just one game against Unai Emery. You know, including that's just the win 2 seasons ago. That's the 4-2 win at Villa Park. That's the only win Mikel Arteta has managed to have over Unai Emery. So let us look at this game critically. What is this game going to look like? It's going to be a very cagey game. You know, Unai Emery will want to go into the game wanting to stop Arsenal from playing. I know he also has a possession-based tactic, no doubt about that. But with the visit of Arsenal, you know, Arsenal is arguably the best team in England, you know, and you wouldn't want to leave anything to chance and start to play free-flow football, all-out attack. So you have to be cautious of your back line. So I think that Unai Emery is wary of that. He's very much aware of that. So what he would like to do, and that this is the sort of games where this is the reason why they brought in Onana, you know, Amadou Onana from Everton. Remember the game we played against Everton 2 seasons ago, where we lost 1-0 at the home of Everton. Onana played the game of his life, and we are facing him again today. And he will, knowing fully well that we were linked with him last summer, January transfer window, he will put everything on the line to ensure that he gets the 3 points against us. That he will play his best game on Saturday. Believe me, you know. And so that is the reason why I'm saying I believe that this is the stiffest, the toughest challenge to Arsenal's title ambition. So he's going to deploy Yuri Tillemans and Amadou Onana in the heart of the midfield, just in front of Pau Torres and Diego Carlos. I know these are going to be his centre-back pairing. I'm talking about Pau Torres and Diego Carlos, all right? Because Diego Carlos had a fantastic game against Arsenal at the Emirates, where we lost 2-0. So these are going to be his centre-back pairing. So Amadou Onana and Tillemans will sit right in front of those centre-backs, you know, blocking Martin Odegaard. They will try to stop Martin Odegaard from playing. Believe me, you know, that is exactly what's going to happen. Martin Odegaard is going to have a field day on Saturday, all right? And they will want to soak that midfield. They want to crowd that midfield in order not to allow Arsenal to play football, in order to stop Arsenal from making chances, creating chances, connecting their players, all right? And Leon Bailey will be licking his lips if, you know, he will be hoping to see Zinchenko play left back for Aston. Remember, in our 2 previous games, it was Zinchenko's position that the goals came from, literally, you know, especially the game at Villa Park, the only goal that they scored, you know. Zinchenko could not deal with Leon Bailey's run. And in this particular game, Leon Bailey will be licking his lips and hoping to see Zinchenko start again. But the question is Zinchenko going to start? We'll talk about that. We're still talking about Aston Villa. So it's going to be, Leon Bailey is going to be very busy in the wide areas, such that once they crowd the midfield, any misplaced pass, any misplaced ball, they will connect it to Leon Bailey immediately. And whoever is at that left back position is going to be very vigilant. And that's what they're going to be doing. That is exactly what Unai Emery is going to be doing, all right? And the back four is going to be very... And so once Tielemans and Amadou Onana sit behind the two centre-back pairings, Lucas Digne and Matikash on the left back, and Matikash at right back and Lucas Digne at left back will have freedom to move up and down, up the field and down, because of the help from the midfield to the defense. So they will have freedom to flow through the flanks. All right, that is the tactics Unai Emery is going to deploy to try to stop Arsenal on Saturday. Now let's talk about Arsenal, okay? I talked about Mikel Arteta's evolution, and that is the reason why I am a huge fan of him. You know, despite the fact that Arteta, learned a lot from Pep Guardiola, Manchester City manager, Arteta has managed to deploy his own tactics that I haven't seen any other manager deploy in a team. You know, how Mikel Arteta has managed to evolve in the last 4 years, changing tactics, season in, season out, because teams will want to find you out and say, okay, this is the sort of game you play and this is how they want to stop you, all right? Now, if you look critically at the game, back to the game against Wolves, all right, see the manner in which we scored the goals. Wolves, Gary O'Neill tried to come. He came with a very serious master plan to stop Arsenal, and at some point he was succeeding. And if you look at the goals, look at Bukayo Saka, how free he was, how he was able to comport himself and launch that cross to Kai Havertz. It was because of the freedom that he had on the flanks. And before we complete that, if you look at Martinelli had so much space to run into. He had so much space, he marauded. The only problem that Martinelli is going to have this season is decision making. There are two things in his mind: whether to go individually or to cross the ball back to any player that is waiting in the 18-yard area. All right. Now, why is it so easy now for our wide players to have freedom, to have space, to operate in the flanks? That is Mikel Arteta's genius master plan I'm talking about. All right. Now, teams have found out that our major strength going forward, if Arsenal will score a goal, it must come from the midfield, all right? Martin Odegaard will either, if there is space in the midfield, play a through ball to Kai Havertz to score, or cut pass, link pass, through pass to Bukayo Saka, or give it to Declan Rice and spread it out to Gabriel Martinelli. Teams are aware of this now, and they tend to choke the midfield. They stop Thomas Partey from collecting the ball from Saliba or Gabriel to distribute the ball to either Declan Rice or Martin Odegaard to make it up. And then it stops these players from working. And because of that, Bukayo Saka, our wide players tend to free up, and they lose these players' consciousness. They free them up. So the moment Declan Rice, Thomas Partey or Martin Odegaard see an inch of space, they distribute these passes to our wide players, and they have the freedom And once this ball goes to the wide players, and the players are confused, they want to run back to the wide players, and they create space for Kai Havertz in the 18-yard box, and that was why it was easy for Kai Havertz to score that goal against Wolverhampton Wanderers on Saturday. So this is a genius tactic from Mikel Arteta. So if these players, now it's down to the players to try as much as possible to be clinical, to be clinical, to put their everything in focus, to be able to get it right on that day. And I'm sure we're going to get the win against Aston Villa this time around. All right. So they have a fully fit squad. Remember, they won their first game of the new Premier League season. They have also started on a good note with an away win at West Ham. Impressive win, 2-1, and it will give them the much needed confidence going into this game. Bearing in mind they are playing at home, so it's going to be an acid test for us now. I repeat. So let's see what happens in that particular game, and we move over to my predicted lineup. Okay, in goal, David Raya, no doubt about that. He's our undisputed number one goalkeeper. Congratulations to him once again for winning, for being part of the PFA Team of the Year. Well deserved Golden Glove winner. He starts in goal for me, and at right back, Ben White, no doubt, straightforward. And the centre back pairing, no doubt, of Saliba and Gabriel. They're going to be very instrumental in these games, trying to stop Oli Watkins, because like I analyzed the tactics, once these midfielders are stable in midfield, in the middle, then it allows space for either John McGinn, or sorry that I'm dissecting from my predicted lineup. I'll come back to it. It allows space for their attacking midfielders in the mode of Morgan and John McGinn. All right, so Morgan and John McGinn will be very free. They don't have too much to do at the back because they have giants, Nana and Tielemans. So, and Oli Watkins will be alone up front. So Saliba and Gabriel will be very, very busy on Saturday. Okay, and they have to not make any mistake at all, because any mistake that is made, Oli Watkins is going to pounce on it. All right. Remember, he scored one against us at the Emirates last season. So Saliba and Gabriel will activate their A game on Saturday. It is very, very important. Okay, and at left back, Arsenal's left back position has been a point of discussion in the last couple of seasons. All right, and that is why there's been an addition in the mode of Ricardo Calafiori. Zinchenko's defensive attribute is so poor. No disrespect to the man, because he's very good going forward. He's got a very good inversion rate. But a game like Aston Villa, you don't really need a player like Zinchenko, because there's going to be a lot of work to do at left back position. So there comes Jurrien Timber, who had a very fantastic game time in pre-season. So he will fill that left back position for me, and that completes my back four for that particular game. And in the midfield, no doubt, Thomas Partey starts, though he didn't have a fantastic game against Wolves. There were times, especially in the second half, where he was having misplaced passes, giving the ball away at times. He was getting tired. So, but at this point in time, he's still my favorite if I have to pick between him and Jorginho. So I'll go with Thomas Partey as my lone six, and of course Declan Rice and Odegaard will make up my midfield three. And in attack, I will still go with Martinelli. He had a decent game against Wolves, but his decision making, that's what I keep talking about. Martinelli's decision making needs to improve. All right, so I'll go Martinelli on the left, Bukayo on the right, and Kai Havertz in the middle. What it is down to is, keying strictly to Mikel Arteta's tactics. If we're able to do that, I think we'll win that game. So that is my predicted lineup. Score prediction, people. My score prediction for this game is 2-1 Aston Villa. I didn't get the score prediction right last weekend. I think I predicted 2-1, but I'm predicting 2-1. I'm going 2-1 again for Arsenal. It's going to be a very tight game, but Arsenal will win that game 2-1. Let me know what your score prediction is, and let me know your thoughts in the comments, people. And remember, people, if you're new on this channel, subscribe to Eugene Talks Football, like the video, and let's keep supporting this community. Let's keep growing this community, okay? Thank you very much for being a part of this match preview. I'll see you again after the game. Peace.